Okay, and that would kind of tie into another trend of account takeover in general, right? Of course, with Microsoft being really prevalent in the space, and a lot of businesses relying on it, accounts being a takeover from O365 side are also something that clients
Hmm.
are worrying about. Classically, you have the EDRs, the MDRs. They're watching what's going on the system, what's going on within the internal network, sometimes for external attacks as well. But they can kind of miss a little bit of the heuristics or telemetry that normally would be grabbed by some third party products, VPNs or connectivity
Yeah.
solutions. So do you guys prep customers there? Do you have any prevention and detection mechanisms there? Of course, that would kind of spring outside of the normal EDR and MDR capabilities.
Yeah, we do. I think the problem is when you only look at, say, network traffic as an example, or you're only looking at the endpoint, you're leaving a lot of sort of dark areas that aren't being monitored, like that telemetry you mentioned, and that allows criminals to get in. So we try to look at that 360-degree view. So yes, we're looking at the accounts and identity, but we're also looking at the connection services, so a VPN, an SD-WAN, whatever they might be using, and the endpoint telemetry. Of course, we're pulling, but it also includes things like cloud services as well. So if I give you a good example, a lot of the times, if you only look at EDR as in one case, if you have something like an account takeover, well, you can block a device. You can isolate that device from the network. But because we generally work in a hybrid, if not a cloud-based environment, that doesn't really do a lot, right? Because if, let's say, the CFO's account has been taken over, that's actually sitting in a Microsoft cloud, right? If it's M365. So blocking the endpoints irrelevant because they were never coming through that laptop in the first place. They were doing it from their own devices on probably the other side of the world. So you're right. It's sort of a two-part problem there. Number one is being able to look across the entire environment. Like I said, a 360-degree view. That's important. The second piece is being able to marry all of that information to create the, to pull the heuristics out of it, to identify normal versus abnormal, and then be able to take action across all those services. So not just sort of the point blank being able to disable an endpoint device, but being able to potentially say reset a password on an account, knock out whatever connection service they're using and force them to re-authenticate, or going straight to the cloud-based services again and resetting that password or disabling it for a period of time. And it's important not only to be able to do that, but to surgically understand who are you dealing with. Is this a person of a high profile account that has access to highly sensitive either information or services? And if that's the case, you want to take those on a priority basis. You want to recognize that, okay, that is the CFO. This could be more damaging if they are able to transact whatever it is that they're doing. So we want to be able to stop it before they can do that.